Kids and cadets, welcome back to Tommy Time. What you're looking at here is a Gulf of Mexico boat anchor. This came in a group I picked up last year. One of my scrappers turned me on to a real scrapper. He had probably 30 mowers, and I think I picked up a dozen or so from him and filled the truck and trailer. This was one of the roughest ones. I had this in storage. I picked up a few out of the pile yesterday to go through. I was actually looking for a quantum style engine. As you can see here, there's nothing left of the deck. First of all, we'll discuss the engine number. It's the 122 Tango 02-0377 Bravo 2. It was manufactured 12th month, 22nd day of 2010, so just before Christmas. Hopefully there's no parts missing on this unit. 625 horsepower, 190 cc. So what I did yesterday is went ahead and took some of my 50-50 mix acetone and transmission fluid and put it on the 3 bolts, engine bolts, let that sit overnight. So I just started disassembling this thing. I'm going to turn it over, show you the underside. I'm going to put the blade back on. We're going to try to start it. I don't want to proceed with this thing if the shaft is bent or we have catastrophic engine damage. If it fires off with happy juice, I'll use this engine on another project. So let's get busy with this. Double turreting it. I had a piece of plastic over this thing and the sun just dried out the plastic. Big rust hole here, and I can't give you the yard man number because the ID sticker's all scraped up. Got some surface rust here ready to fall through. Your engine ID numbers here on the metal tab. So I'd salvage the wheels once this thing has been de-enginized and the handle. So let's turn it over. I'll show you the underside real quick. I got to put the blade back on. I want the momentum to be able to start it. So I kind of came along here before I got you out of bed. 1/2 inch here. Surprised this loosened up right away, figuring with all this rust I was going to have a heck of a time getting these off. This came off hard. The blade bolt, this one I put a 1/2 inch socket on and it was real loose. I grabbed an 11mm socket. It was tight, but I tapped it on with a hammer and was able to break this free. So I tightened these 2 back down. I'm going to leave this one like this just to try to start it. But I could take this off finger tight now. So I think having these washers on here helped. The head did not rust to the deck. I actually took a chisel and a hammer and kind of tapped the washer to break any rust free, and then I put my 11mm on it. If you guys run into a situation like that with a lot of rust on the head of a bolt, try going down a size. That way you don't strip it out. The 1/2 inch would have stripped this thing if I would have tried to put any kind of pressure on it. So let's put the blade back on here, 5/8 open end wrench to put this back on. Then we'll turn it back over and mess with this. So I've got another Pulsajet style machine I worked on yesterday as well. That was a booger. I'll do another video on that thing. Had a lot of broken parts on it. It's just going to be $100 machine. But I ended up spending a lot of time on it. I ended up selling 5 machines yesterday, so whenever I'm that busy, I have to drop what I'm doing, show a customer the mowers. I think I got 18 ready to go. 16 pushers and a couple of self-propelled. I'm kind of out of self-propelled. I should start fixing those because those go pretty well. So that's tight enough. Blade is shot. I won't reuse that blade. Okay, we got Southwest Airlines leaving. He's making a lot of noise. So what I'm going to do is put this under my 10 by 10 canopy just because it's blistering hot, and if I stay in the sun too long, my iPad's going to crap out due to excessive heat. It'll shut down and you won't be able to see rust buckets on 4 wheels. So let me get you here in the shade. Okay, I just kicked you in the leg twice. Sorry about that. Okay. All I can say is I don't have to buy fertilizer. With all that iron that I shook loose off of this onto the grass, I don't need to buy any minerals. Okay, here we go. Let me get a flat head. Tank is empty. What we can do is try a little juice. If it kicks off, maybe I'll throw a little bit of fuel in the tank. I'm not sure if we happy juiced this when I first got it to see if it was a running machine. I just may have put it in storage to deal with at a future date, which happens to be today. So what I've been doing is taking mowers from my brother's house. I kind of use part of his yard to store running machines. So I've got running machines here, and I kind of fill in once in a while with the machines at his place to keep my inventory high. So that's why I've got 18 running mowers. So this doesn't look too good. We got a lot of buildup. Looks like cockroach turds there. So this thing's been sitting for a while. There's some cobwebs. This is a priming unit. Primer bulb could be dried out. So what we're going to do is just juice it with some carb cleaner and see what we get. Surprisingly, there's action on the safety brake cable. That's not rusted shut. It just looks like this deck here was used as a boat anchor. Okay. Okay, I could smell that carb clean in the air, and it did kick off after a couple of pulls. Let's go ahead and put gas in this thing. So do you think they went ahead and scrapped this thing just due to the deck integrity? Maybe it had a running machine on it. Luckily, the tank's empty. Hopefully, there was no remaining gas in the bowl, because I'm sure that's aged out by now. This guy had it in a yard, stacked up with a bunch of others. I dug this out of the weeds. Like I said, this was the worst looking one out of the bunch, but I figured for the engine alone, I would take it. Okay, let me prime it, see if this thing's priming. Okay, I don't see any, there's no fuel burping up through the emulsion tube. So this thing's not going to do anything. We need that primer to work. Fuel should have made its way down to the bowl by now. I put enough in there. What I can do is juice it one more time and see if the carb takes over from there and runs on its own. But Harvey, the homeowner, isn't going to juice it every time to start. The priming system needs to be worked on. Okay, we shook up the cockroaches. One just ran for cover. So this thing will have to be gone through. As far as carburation, I thought we might get lucky. Okay, fired off a little better. Let's drop the bowl. Let's see what it looks like. Just for shits and giggles. See if we've got a lot of buildup. So what do we got here? I've got my breaker bar, which isn't the best thing to be trying to manipulate under here. I got it loose enough. I think I can take it off by hand. So it's coming off hard. That means there's a lot of probably varnish on the jet. Let me get a real ratchet. So that fuel that I just put in here is going to drip out. What I can do is, let me put some vice grips on the fuel line so I don't create a fire hazard. Today is Fire Marshal Day. Appreciate your Fire Marshal Day. No, I just made that up. But Hallmark greeting cards has a holiday every day for somebody. Could be Cat Lovers Day, Secretary's Day, Fireman's Day, United Pot Smugglers Day. Everybody's got a day. Maybe it'll be Tommy time day tomorrow. I'm not going to interfere with fire marshal day. Okay, starting to drip some fuel. Was trying to get away with just finger loosening it, but that is not working. You got to put a tool on it. It's hard to get in here. Okay, I think we're cooking with fire. We're cooking with fire, all right. So 2010 unit, 2023. This thing's been around the block. Okay, I can see varnish on my jet. How's it going? Down the street. I noticed you had a bunch of mowers out. I just wanted to look or see what kind of prices you want. Okay, yeah. Yeah, I can dig them out in about an hour or so. They started 100 for regular pushers. I got a couple of self-propels. Yeah, thanks. Yeah. Yeah, for some standard 20-inch decks, I got 100 on up. Are you with the fence thing? Oh, I got you. Next door, the dog houses. Okay. Yeah, you'll see them in the front. I'll dig them out here. Yeah. It's an old bug, but it's not for sale. My dad's looking for one. Oh. He's up in Kentucky. Oh, I got you. Yeah, that's dry country up there. He should be able to find one in a backyard somewhere. Yeah, he's got one that's I want to say it's a standard or a super beetle. Yeah, right. And, I'm looking for a rail buggy. Okay. Motor, with a bus transmission. Right. I see him on Facebook Marketplace from time to time. They're expensive. Yeah. They're proud of them. Yeah, they are. Thanks. Them bugs down here, they ain't got no salt, no rust. Right. I'm just looking for a good one for him, Yeah. Pop-out windows, like a split window in the front, like an old 60s. Yeah, that'd be pre-67. Yeah, pre-67. I think 72 that came out with the standard and super beetle. Yes. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, come back in a little bit. Sorry about that. More neighborhood sales. So it appears this is quite dirty. There was some debris in the bowl, some black stuff. So I think this is our issue. Dirty bowl, a lot of sediment. So this needs to be cleaned up. Let's do that real quick and see if it makes a difference. I'm going to dump this out. Poke the jet with a wire. See if this thing was blocked. Yeah, I think the jet was blocked. Not the center, but on the side here, there should be a hole, and I'm not showing one. Let me wire brush this real quick. Yeah, this was filled with crud. I just took a wire brush to this, and the jet was blocked up. That the through port was all jammed up solid. I'm going to poke a wire through full of green snot on the horizontal hole. Let me poke the vertical hole, put this thing back, and I think we may have some action on this. we may have some fuel flow at a desired rate. Trying to find a small enough wire to poke the vertical hole. Okay, I think I did. I'm going to spray some carb clean in this. Okay, I just broke it through. Yeah, it wasn't clean, but now it is. Okay, so I'll still throw a little bit of carb clean in this and blast it out. You can see the horizontal hole now. It's opened up. So I'm just going to take um, a little bit of carb clean, throw it in here, and then take a rag and just wipe the bottom of this thing clean. So the other thing would be what condition the bowl gasket's in. But just for demonstration purposes, what I'll do is put it back in, see if it fires off, and I got to take this backing plate off anyway and go through the priming system. See why the priming bulb is not working. I see some more black snot on the float. I'm gonna blast that off, put this thing back together. Okay, sorry if this is dragging on, but we'll be able to see together if this thing is gonna start. I may ultrasonic clean this thing just due to the buildup of varnish. Once I disassemble it, put it in the ultrasonic cleaner. Okay, the brass jet's going on a lot easier now that I used a wire brush on it. The snot buildup is off. It kind of just threaded itself on. Okay, I'll remove the vice grip. I still see a little bit of fuel in there. That should be enough to try to start this. Let me just check this one more time for priming. Yeah, we still are not getting anything. The other thing is the emulsion tube could be blocked. Okay, I'm gonna give this a few pulls and see what it does. Motivated. I can see a lot of varnish in the throat of the carb. It needs to be taken off and ultrasonic cleaned. Okay, it still needs more work, so we're done with this. Cleaning out the brass jet did not do anything for us. And we got the priming issue. So it kicked off. I didn't hear any banging. I didn't hear any connecting rod bangs. Seemed like a smooth fire off when it did fire off. So I'm going to proceed with this, use this engine on another machine once I do the carb work. What I'll do is lift the whole thing here on my tailgate and work at chest level. Then when I have it up here, I'll go ahead and take those 3 engine bolts off once I do the carb work. And then if I see the scrapper again, one was supposed to show up today. He said he was on his way in 45 minutes, and that was a couple hours ago. So I don't know if he broke down or what, but he had 3 mowers and 2 bags, he said. So if he shows up here, I'll do a video of those 3 and 2, and hopefully there's a couple decent ones out of that batch we can rectify. So 2010 Yardman, the engine's the 122 Tango 02-0377-Bravo 2. So I guess that's all I got for you. Things are looking good on this. I'm confident we can use this Quantum 625 on another project. I think I'm low on Quantum engines. I've got a few other backup engines, the newer plastic style engines. I've got a couple of them, but my Quantums are running thin, so this will help me out. Appreciate you coming up and coming out to my channel. Please like and subscribe. Tip your waitress and wait staff. I'm going to get some refreshments. Still blistering hot here in Southwest Florida. Luckily, I'm in the shade here under my 10 by 10 canopy, which was a good move on my part. Keeps me out of the rain when we do get rain, and then the blistering sun isn't toasting my brain. Have a good day again today. I'm going to grab my mowers and bring them out front. If you heard the conversation, a couple of guys that lived down the street saw that I had mowers. They were interested in one, so maybe I can make a sale here by not doing anything. They come to me. Have a good day. Thanks again.